Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. Thanks for coming in and watching this video of me talk about music. Yeah, I'm your host, Matt Diazable, and I'm here with another album review. And today's album review is from the band Frozen Soul with their album Glacial Domination. Now, a little background on this band is they are from Dallas, Texas. Texas, baby. Woo-hoo. They formed in like 2019, I think, and they are a very, very straightforward but very, very talented death metal band. They have a lot of, if you're a fan of old school death metal, like Mortician, Bolt Thrower, or Obituary, stuff like that, you might be a fan of this band because they take that style, that old 80s style of like 80s, 90s hard death metal, and they really, really refined it and tweak it here and there. But yeah, they're a big metal band and everything from Dallas, Texas, and they just dropped their sophomore album on Century Media this past year in 2023. I'm a little late to the ball, but I was excited to still check this album out. So here are my thoughts and views of all of the songs on this album. Visible Tormentor, slow ominous opening to the song that moves into fast snares and chuggy guitars. Then we move into a groovy assault from the guitars and bass, and it's really nice with super tight drums. Vocals are very hefty and hearty on this track. They're just ripping through this song and it just sounds really good. There's a solid guitar solo that's backed up by intense drumming. I feel like this from this opening song, they're really trying to up their game in terms of sound, production, and speed. And it's really paying off, I think. And then there's a nice heavy breakdown at the end of the song. Even when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you when puncture's gone. Starts off slow, but then we get back into like an intense fast rage like from the previous track. But here the song has some more time to breathe with the song's groove and some of the instruments and vocals and everything. The hook is very catchy with the saying Arsenal of War. Pretty good. I like it a lot. And then at the time the lyrics didn't seem too groundbreaking, but then learning about the song is about I think it's the vocalist or the guitarist's brother passing away. It makes more sense, these lyrics, and it makes it a really fun, sweet song in a weird way. Wacky guitar solo, and they do a nice double bass groove towards the end of the song, and then it's just heavy and groovy in the right places at the right time. It's personally probably maybe my favorite song on the album, so here's a clip of Arsenal of War. Death and Glory. Now, when I first heard the song, it was a bit slower and more of a classic Frozen Souls song and style, I thought. But then right when I was writing that, I spoke too soon because then they just pick it up and go really intense. Overall, you can't help but like bang your head to this song. It's a very groovy and like catchy vibe and everything here. And they're really good at bringing in some nice hardcore elements, especially during their breakdowns. Like they're mostly a death metal band, but they sprinkle some like hardcore stuff in there for the hardcore kids and whatnot. And during the breakdown, the drum, it sounds so like slick and clean. It just really sets things off during the breakdown. It makes it more intense. And then after everything goes like from slow, they bring it back and make it even heavier, like more of an effigy. There's like an 80s slasher movie clip at the beginning, adds a little bit of creepiness and really builds an atmosphere for the song with the slow, sludgy guitar work afterwards. And then those really, really tight and fucking incredible drums here. The song goes from like slow to breakneck speeds really fast. Like it goes slow, fast a lot during this song. Guitar tuning is sick as well. Vocals be nasty in the best way, baby. And then the guest vocalist, the guy from Dying Fetus, John, he sounds really great here. Like he doesn't sound out of place. He comes in nice and smooth, great feature and everything. Overall, classic death metal song. Annihilation. This is an interlude track and everything, but it embodies the 80s slasher flick film style because there's like a 80s dark wave synth that really adds to the atmosphere, that really bridges the last song and the next song very well. Glacial Domination, slow, heavy, metal, and groovy is the best way to describe this song. The drums, very punchy. They pack a lot of like power here, especially with how slow they are. And the bass really adds some like level of like thickness to the song and everything. They really like complement each other well, that bass and the drums. And then overall, like the song, the vibes of it, very headbanger. Like you just want to slowly headbang and just be tough as fuck when listening to the song. And there's like a solid guitar solo towards the end of the song. Very nice. Frozen Soul. These guys are hardcore kids for sure because they named one of their songs their band name, and that is just a great trait of hardcoreness. The drum pattern here is pretty simple. The bass pretty deep and thick and everything. The guitar work is pretty simple, nothing too elaborate or crazy. Even the vocals here kind of seem less heavy and hefty. They're kind of chill and everything. I wish the chorus had a little bit more of a bite to it. It seems a little bit like empty. But in the second half of the song, it seems to pick up a little bit more in terms of like urgency. They feel more like happy to play, I guess, in a weird way. It's an overall simple song structure, nothing too special and nothing too wowing. It gets more interesting towards the end, but like it just goes along very well. I will say it's a bit of a long song. Oh, and here's a clip of Frozen Soul. See that simple structure in the guitar? Just kind of, it's there. A simulator. One thing I noticed on this track was how the guitars and drums were really in sync. They were just like boom, boom, boom on, like they just on time the whole time. It was crazy. Makes a really unique sound. And also it kind of gives me weird Egyptian like metal vibes, if that makes sense. Like as I was listening to this song, I was like, why am I thinking of Egypt and like the pharaohs and pyramids? I don't know why. They definitely have a signature guitar tuning that I'm starting to pick up on as the album goes along and as I listen to more Frozen Soul. And the song is a homage to the movie The Thing. Pretty cool. Best Serve Cold. Back to that sound. Best Serve Cold. They're back to sounding more tighter and better here than their last couple songs. Vocals have a sick flow to them. Drums again are just kicking really hard, and the guitar build up and the drum build up before the breakdown. Oh, very nice. And then there's a heavy breakdown at the end of this song. That's just nice. So here's a little clip of Best Served Cold. Yeah. Abominable. Slow song with some fun backing guitar scalings on this track. And as I was listening to it, I really noticed it's like a bit of a slow burn of a song. It's really taking its time. But the guitar work really makes it fun to listen to, even though it's a long song. And then midway through the song, they like change the tempo, and it's kind of like, all right, a little bit faster and everything. And then Matt Heffy kind of comes in just out of nowhere, thrashing and just killing it with his guitar solo. It's a bit random, but it sounds cool. Again, I want to say, well, not again, but the guitars are the stars on this track for sure, especially with how dynamic and with the feature from Matt Heffy. I think they really wanted to show their intricate guitar playing here. Atomic Winter, heavy death metal song with some loose drums. I would say the song's not very compelling. It kind of just exists. Doesn't really do much. It's just man. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on this new Frozen Soul album, Glacial Domination. And I would say like they really are doing a good job here on a second album, because the one thing that's probably the most noticeable thing is the production, the quality of the music, the playing, Um, the vocal production and everything, how everything sounds, all the instruments sound crisper, tighter, and just a whole nother level. They stepped up their game a lot in terms of production. Playing wise and everything, vocals sound hefty and good, like always, not getting worse, not getting better. They just still sound very, very heavy. Bass is coming in nice and crispy and thick. Drums have a really, really good sound with all the kick drums and everything. They come in really, really well and they sound amazing. And then you have the guitars, very intricate playing, lots of dynamic styles and different guitar patterns here for the most part and everything. So it's a very fun album to listen to. The only downside I would say is like the first half of the album is very strong, very, very, very different in terms of styles and playing, just a lot more variety. While the second half seems a little bit more just straightforward death metal, so it's not bad by any chance. It's good death metal, but it just seems not interesting and kind of bland at times and a bit simple and a little bit long at times. But I mean, it's like A and B, two sides of a record. But yeah, overall, it's still pretty good, a pretty good album. So I want to say this album from Frozen Soul is a good 8 out of 10. Yeah. So if you're into death metal and old style death metal with a nice little twist on it, check out Frozen Soul. I've got the links down below. They're a really good band. And of course, they're from Texas. Got to represent Texas. Always. Power Trip. Me, Texas. Yeah. So till next time, guys, I'm Matt Diazabal. Thanks for coming on by, and I will see you later. Bye. Or check out one of my the video I have over here. Check it out.